All right, so what a hyperdoc is not. Kind of important because knowing what a hyperdoc is pretty important, but knowing what it's not will really help you kind of visualize the whole concept behind it.
So we really want to emphasize that a hyperdoc is not just something that would consolidate all the posts you would place in Google Classroom in order for students to complete some sort of project or lesson. And it's not just a Google Doc with hyperlinks to websites that you would want students to access.
Yeah, basically, I think the easiest tool that we can use or have you go to and use is the SAMR rubric, and looking at what level is your hyperdoc, because if it is really just a substitution or a digital version of a worksheet that you're currently making more web-based, that is not a hyperdoc. A hyperdoc really needs to be flexible. It needs to account for individual student needs and choice, and it can't just be hyperlinks to all the materials, which I think what we have seen in some of the examples that we have been like talking through, that's what we're seeing.
So again, we really just want you to think about hyperdocs are supposed to encourage inquiry and excitement and curiosity in learning. So we don't want to think about just, taking something that you would have students working on as far as a paper copy of a worksheet and just making it into a hyperdoc. We want to make sure that we're stressing that hyperdocs are encouraging choice, and that they're encouraging collaboration, and that they're encouraging higher level thinking.
And what's interesting is the first couple of hyperdocs that I had created, I realized really were a substitution, and I was just calling it a hyperdoc because it had the hyperlinks in it. But what I was noticing when I pulled up that rubric, which I can't stress enough, definitely open it, just making minor changes to the hyperdocs that I created upped it a level to the augmentation stage. And I know we're all reaching for that R stage in the SAMR model. What's the R stand for again?
Redefinition.
No, the redefinition because we're all reaching for that highest level. It is really challenging to do that, and I don't think we don't recommend beating yourself up if you can't get there, but striving for that augmentation or higher level in your hyperdocs is where it's at, and we can put that rubric somewhere in this class for you.
Well, and we also have the rubric hyperlinked on slide 8, which is called Before Creating a Hyperdoc Determine. So we will have that there for you as well.
Right.
Thank you.